important things about brief communication for 5 minutes. So be clear, be memorable, be brief. So I'll try to do all of those. But just like Noah was saying about Pastor Michael, if you look at our church as a business, yeah, we create worship experiences for people to meet Jesus, but our product is leadership development. It's the fact that we add value to people's lives and take them a step further in who God called them to be. And in this book, Empowering Leadership, I know you guys are probably familiar with it, you've heard of it. Obviously, Noble just plugged it, but I want to give you the simple key. So there's one thing in this book that I want you to take away. It's this idea of being a servant leader. In order for you to develop other leaders faster, you're going to have to be the guy that's willing to throw the alley-oop. You know, you don't need to get the slam dunk every time. Sometimes it's your teammates. You need to set them up in places where they can win, where they can fail, and it's not going to hurt them too much because failure is not fatal. So again, you have to create opportunities to allow people to explore who they are, to test out those gifts, and to have the grace to guide them as they make mistakes. So I actually learned this idea from my wife. Like you saw in my bio there, we like to visit family in Hawaii. That's her family. My family's from North Carolina, so we have to go to Hawaii to connect with her family. And like Alika, you know, she grew up in that Polynesian culture where it's very much a servant-led culture, right? So the men in the family eat last. Again, that's not the way we grew up, but that's just the culture there. They serve everybody. They serve the little kids, they serve the old people, they serve their spouses, then they'll eat. So that just kind of set the standard. Like if I'm going to lead this woman, I got to outserve her. So again, free tacos, that's just something free for all the gentlemen out there. If you want to win your girl over, outserve her, outwork her, do what you need to do to make that girl know that she's number one, right? So I want to give you something that's easy to remember, and this will help you develop leaders. It's an acronym for our military folks, and the acronym is SERVE, S-E-R-V-E. The S is you need to be able to see and shape the future. So again, the Bible tells us that where there's no vision, people perish, right? So you need to be able to do that for the people underneath. You need to look at them and say, you know what, man, you'd be really good at this. Or, girl, like I just got done talking with you and you're a really good communicator. Have you thought about X? As a leader of leaders, you're going to have to be able to draw that out of them and then also challenge them to do that in their circles of influence. There's people that they can influence, that they can just draw to them that have that same hidden ability. So again, challenge them to ask people the questions that you ask them and that you model. The E is to engage and develop others. And I always think about Jesus and in his ministry, he was notorious for finding someone that everybody overlooked. Like, hey, what are you doing up there in that tree? Come down here, I want to talk to you. So who in your sphere, or maybe some spheres that bleed over into other folks that you overlook? Maybe there's a person on the job or in your unit or at your school or whatever that is this quiet, reserved person. They just need someone to challenge them, to engage them, and then create those developmental opportunities. And begin to think about that for yourself. Who can I pour into? Because again, if you're a leader, you should be making other leaders, right? That is the MO. It's not enough for you just to say, hey, here's where we're going. No, I want to help you get to where you want to go in life. So what are your goals? How can I engage and develop you there? The R is reinvent continually. If you look at any good company that's lasted over a decade, they change their logo, they change just little things about them to stay fresh, to stay relevant. And as leaders, we need to do that as well. You're not changing your why, you're not changing, who I am, what am I about, but you might change the way you do it. So again, as you're leading other people, it might be something that's, hey, have you ever thought about doing that on YouTube? Or you've got this amazing blog that nobody knows about. What if you start posting that on your Instagram? So again, just being creative, coming up with new ways to get content out and create new opportunities for people to engage with what it is that you're trying to equip them with. The V, that's value, relationships, and results. And the reason, this is actually, this is the word of balance in this acronym. It's one thing to be relational, where you have a great time and everybody comes over to your house and we're going to love the fact that we're in a relationship with one another, but we never get anything done. Eventually that fizzles out. Like people, they want to belong, but people want a mission. They want to be about something. They want to be going in a direction. At the same time, you can't just be results oriented. You can't be that person that's just this hard task manager, drive, get things done. If people don't feel that you actually need them to get things done, they'll go find someone who does. So again, you have to be balanced in that. It's like, I have a relationship with you that you'll stick around and suck some things up because you like me, because you're going to need that. That's part of your influence. At the same time, you're following me because I'm a baller, because I'm winning. And that, I mean, look at Noble, look at what he's accomplished with, just his mentoring and his business opportunities. That draws a following. So it has to be relational, and it has to be results driven. And then the E, this is embody your values. So again, when I talk about reinventing yourself, you don't change your why. Because your why is a driver. Your why is what draws people to you. It's like they can look at you and it's something about you, something just deep in your soul that this is why I'm here. This is why I'm put on the planet, to pour into other people, to get this thing done, to create music. Whatever your why is, don't change that. You have to own that and embody that and let that be just oozing from you as you walk through life. And what that does, it allows people to see that you're real. To see that you are a genuine leader. Like if you want to care about people for the sake of getting them to do what you want them to do, they'll sniff it out and they're like, yeah, this person's fake. I don't want to fall. I mean, we know those people, right? I mean, you surely you haven't gone through the military or through your profession or whatever without seeing those people. And they just kind of make you feel gross, right? So why would you want to be that person? No, you need to be a leader that's authentic, a leader that's genuine. Because people would rather follow a leader that's genuine than one that's always right. Hope I kept that in 5 minutes.
Excellent. That was great. Give it up for Big Riley. Excellent. Excellent. Okay. Takeaways. Let me get some takeaways. What were some of the takeaways you got from this talk there? Okay, Jay.
Be a leader that's authentic.
Be an authentic leader. Love it. Who else? Sir.
I love how you said following Jesus. The product is leadership development.
The product is leader development. That's great. When you follow Jesus. Yeah.
Servant leadership is the start of becoming a good leader.
Great. Servant leadership is a what?
Is a start of becoming a good leader.
Yeah, start to become a good leader. That's great. Good.
I'll serve your woman.
That's great.